Good morning. I'm on a bridge over the mighty river Segre in Catalonia. I'm in Balaguer, an ancient town steeped in history. And I've forgotten my camera. I'm in Balaguer because it's on the where are you? Let's take those off so you can it's in the foothills of the Pyrenees. So I've got a beautiful trip planned. Look at that. Got a beautiful trip planned up into the mountains, and I forgot my camera. Not only have I forgotten my camera, it took over 2 hours to drive here instead of just over an hour because of the fog. And so if I'm trying to show you the majesty of the Pyrenees, all you're going to get is cloud. I really don't know what to do. This is a bit of a test. I can try and shoot the whole thing on this on my phone, seeing as I've come all this way. Look how pretty these. Look how pretty that is. It's lovely, isn't it? And with the turning leaves, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But I can't show you the mountains because they're in fog. It's also bloody cold. I'm absolutely freezing. Moan. It was supposed to be 12 when I started here. It's 6 degrees C. And I'm in shorts. I'm digressing. We could nip up to these. I've got some really beautiful old buildings here. That's a monastery. Next to it, just there, are the ruins of a castle. There's a fantastic walls, city walls that we can go along. And then there's that second huge church as well, which looms over the whole of Balaguer. Let's do that. Let's go and have a look at some trenches, see if I can warm myself up a bit. Oh, I just decided to hurry back to the car in case the camera was there, and it was, because we're on it now, and it had fallen out. It was just underneath the car. Anyway, so all we have to contend with now is freezing cold, bit of drizzle, and the fog. And my bike running off by itself. Right, okay, onward. Sure. I'm sure Balaguer has an awful lot to be proud of. I've not seen any of it yet. I've got a bit lost. There's a canal. There's lots of industrial estates, and frankly, in the town that I saw to the east of the river Segre, the worst roads I've seen in Catalonia. I'm hoping we're coming back down to the route that I planned. It should be around here somewhere, and there's the canal again, so we should be right on it now. Very fast flowing canal. It's much more about moving water than moving goods like British canals. Right, I think this is the road that I wanted to be on. So we'll have to make this one a highly historical ride, because there's a lot of that, and then we'll do the views another day. Now you won't be able to read that sign just yet, but it says Espace de la Bataille de Segre, which is, here you are, it's where the Battle of the Segre was fought. Now it's a little bit inaccurate because the Battle of the Segre was an 80-kilometre front, and this was just one part of it, but it was the most important part. And I think it's up here, I'm not entirely sure, but this was a fortification made by Franco's troops. They'd actually managed to breach the defences, come across the Segre and formed a bridgehead on this side of the river, and it was a disaster for the Republic. Well, it was difficult because they'd also launched the Battle of the Ebro, which was a huge counter-offensive to the south, and it was just after this had happened, so they didn't really have enough troops left to send against this vital little hill, which actually meant that Franco could just spill war material over the river to a defended bank part of the bank on this side. Oh, sorry, there's absolutely no way I'm going to ride up that. Yes, so this little pimple was held by seasoned Francoist troops from the army of Aragon, and the Republicans had no one to send up against it. All they had left were boys, literally 17 and 18-year-old boys. Now, the 17 and 18-year-olds here is a big thing. It's called the Los Quintos. And when you are Los Quintos, it's your final year at school. And so they make a big fuss of you, and you can do lots of things, like you can do fundraisers. And the whole town knows that you're the Quintos. And so they give money, and the money is simply for you to go out and enjoy yourself with. I love that. It's a brilliant thing. It's not for charity, it's for them. So Franco's forces would have been out this way. The River Segre is down there somewhere. So all this would have been his. And these little boys would have been trying to attack from this side. And as you can see, there's not a lot of cover. So these would have been the more protected parts of the trenches. Park the bike because there's absolutely no one here. Yes, they have been restored. Which way to go first? Wow, it's extensive. Shades off. This has just been burrowed out. There is another end to it. This is where, I guess, where they would have slept, safe from aerial bombardment. This is the first Francoist trench that I've been in, actually. Narrow. My chest and my back touching at the same time. Lucky I've got my head out the top, otherwise I'd be feeling a bit claustrophobic. Well seasoned troops firing from cover on 17-year-old boys. You can probably tell which way it went. 300 died, 300 boys died. Absolutely no. They say there were terrible casualties on both sides, but I find that hard to believe, frankly. Well done. These loopholes. Good firing out from. Well, that's hardly fair, is it? Is anyone trying to get past? Clear shot at them from here. Very evocative. Another little bunkery bit. So this is what they would have been firing on. Yeah, it's just not fair, is it? War's not fair, of course. I see. So what they're saying is that each machine gun would have had a protected magazine behind it, so that they could fire endlessly. So this would have been about 6 machine guns on this side. It's called El Merengue, and I didn't tell you why it's called El Merengue, and that's pretty sad as well. When the captain of the boys saw the hill as he was advancing, he said, "Come on boys, we'll eat this hill like a meringue." And merengue means meringue. Yeah, so pretty much they all died. Very extensive. Can you see all this? They're everywhere. It was a very narrow bit, and I thought I'd just put my hands on either side, quite high, put my hands on either side, just push up and swing my legs up to get out, because it was I couldn't see where I was going, and I just fell in. Not as strong as I once was. When the Battle of the Ebro failed, the Franco forces, their attention turned back to their one single bridgehead here, this very place, and they used it as a springboard to invade Catalonia, and that was the beginning of the end. There was no turning back. Once they'd bridged the Segre, the Republic fell in a matter of months. So out there is the Segre River, only half a mile away. beyond that is the first range of hills, and then beyond that are the Pyrenees. And we were going to cycle from Gerb, which is that town there, on the other side of this first range of mountains, up and 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 up. But there really isn't any point. Did I mention it's really cold as well? Well, I do feel that now I'm out here, we might as well carry on, even if we can't see anything. So I'm just going to carry on. Apparently I'm off course. I can't see how. And this should have been our first glimpse of the mighty Pyrenees. A whole stack of them right in front of us. Ooh, there's a hint of a Pyrenee there. Lovely. Ah, we found a pretty road. I'm happy. Take a chunk of that, see if we can get it to grow. We need a nice view so I can ride in front of it and spoil it. This is back to being blooming lovely. Oh yes, we've got a reservoir, alright. The right thing to do to carry on. This is absolutely beautiful, and I am in the Pyrenees. See him? He's right up there. Crazy man. I'm gonna have to try and raise the colour so it looks a little bit more like it does to me, because I'm looking at the screen and it just looks grey and black, but it's beautiful. That big lump there looks like it could just snap off at any stage. I don't know the name of this little town, but I will soon. This looks like it's like a summer town, so that wealthy people can come and cool off a bit, not just in this beautiful lake, but just in the cooler air up here. Loving these autumn colours. Oh, it's got a little church. Let's go and have a look at the little church. Look at that. Cracking. I think that might have been the nicest bit. Let's go back down onto the front where the lake is. Lovely riverfront, lake frontage. It is the Segre. To bounce this one. Let's drop down. And a little bit of gravel. Ducks first though. And plane trees. Oh, they lovely. Beautiful. I'd love to show you what this ought to look like with the mountains all surrounding it. Loads and loads of these trees have come down in the storms. And this is the dam. The hydro dam, quite a small one I believe. I don't think I can ride along it, it's ever so little. And we're away. Is St. Christ Church. Now, don't be rude to Balaguer. That's the new part over there. We're in the old part. So I think the old part is probably very lovely. But the new part is loads of tower blocks and the worst roads of all time. Cannon there. I think that's steps. 2 steps of the castle. Stop here and show you. Moorish castle. Steps. That's the way I wanted to go as well. Opening hours. Saturdays and Sundays only. Sounds like they've got water in there, which is quite impressive. Wow. Look how warm this is. Crumbling sandstone. Sorry. How can it be sandstone? Doesn't make any sense. Steps every way, so let's see how we fare doing some steps. I did fancy this drive. It just looks so pretty. It gets very steep in a minute, but while it's restful, we can enjoy it. Architectural highlight of the route. Well, we're going around this immense church and I can't really find a side to show you. Just a big wall, a bit better. Or as I show you the older bit of Balaguer. There's a beautiful plaza in the middle there. We'll have to go and have a look at that. And also you can see up above is the great wall that surrounds the old town up here, which included the Moorish castle and this fantastic church, which is called. But the Moorish castle we saw was very briefly held by the Count of Barcelona, known as Wilfrid the Hairy. I've been itching to tell you about Wilfrid the Hairy for some time, because he's pretty much seen as the unifier of Catalonia, because he was the Count of Barcelona. He was also he kept inheriting other bits as well, the other important bits within Catalonia, like Urgell and Besalú and Girona. and he became count of all of those, or duke. And what he then did was quite clever. He then started repopulating the underpopulated bits in between, and getting the new populations to say, "Oh, Wilfred, your hairiness, will you be our lord?" And he said, "Of course." And so bit by bit he actually got to take over the whole of Catalonia. Very clever. And it all started with becoming Count of Barcelona. But he became Count of Barcelona because it was a title given to him by the then French king, beloved by all and known by all as Louis the Stammerer. Yeah, Louis the Stammerer. And he gave Wilfred the Hairy, this is Louis the Stammerer, gave Wilfred the Hairy the title of Count of Barcelona because of his services to, of course, Charles the Bald. So the two things that are famous here about Wilfred is, one, that he managed to unify a lot of Catalonia, creating Catalonia for the first time, they say. The other thing that he was famous for is because when he did these services to the bald bloke, Charles the Bald, and it was Charles the Bald himself who allowed Wilfred the Hairy a flag, and he determined what the flag would be because he remembered in this huge battle where Wilfred the Hairy had actually done him this service, Wilfred had put his hand out onto his own copper shield and had wiped his hand down it, and his hands were bloody, and so there were 4 red rivers of blood down this copper shield, and that is the Catalan flag of today, the Senyera. Right, we need to see these massive walls, and we need to get down into that square, and then we're done. It's still a really grey day. I'm quite pleased that it hasn't got better, because otherwise I would be regretting not going up into the mountains. Well, it's just not my lucky day. Even the wall is shut. I was hoping we could walk up and down this. You can see it's pretty large, and you can walk it. Yes, there are quite a lot of steps. Yeah, nice, really nice. I mean, would it be fair to say that the Spanish can do plazas? Well, that wasn't at all the programme, so thanks for sticking with me through it. That's it for this week. We are going to get back into the Pyrenees time and time again because I've got the bug. It is beautiful. Even the bit we saw today was just so stunning. Anyway, until the next one, thanks for watching.